right now, probably one of the biggest threats to your future as a music producer and really most industries is AI. And unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably already had some concerns or outright fears about the rise of AI and its role in music. I've been spending a lot of time learning more about AI and watching tons of podcasts, interviewing some of the top AI safety and AI experts right now in the world. And people are predicting some really crazy numbers about how we're actually on the verge, perhaps in our lifetime, of a post-human labor world. So the question really isn't, will AI produce music producers? It will, but it's how do you actually still survive and even thrive in this new AI future? And so I'm going to break down kind of what the dangers are in this video and what you can do to survive and thrive in the new future with AI as a music producer so you don't get replaced. Hey, I'm Regan Ram with Orpheus Audio Academy. I'm a full-time music producer, and I help indie artists make hit songs from home so they can impact their fans and live their dream. And when it comes to AI, I saw a comment left on one of these podcasts that I was watching, and it said, 2020, everyone told you learn how to code. Of course, then AI started taking all the coding jobs. So then 2025, all the experts were saying, learn how to be a plumber. Well, now with the Tesla bot, what's it called? Optimus, pretty soon that's going to be able to do all the blue collar jobs like plumbing. So the joke was 2030, everyone's going to be telling you, learn how to hide and survive in the woods. And so is that actually the doomsday future that we're looking at? Perhaps. There's a real chance, especially if AI super intelligence gets created, but I'll talk about that in a second. Now, a lot of people are talking about, well, this is just another technological advancement. We've had all of these throughout history, right? First, you have a new technology that's going to replace jobs. People panic. First, they try to compete with the machine. Then they try to maybe destroy the machine or go on strike. There's been lots of examples of this throughout history. You can look them up. But eventually, the new technology wins out, and then all those workers have to go and learn a new skill or a job. And it's difficult at first, but we move on. People survive. Society gets better or worse, depending on your view of technology and certain technologies. But AI is completely different because we've had technologies that replace certain occupations, but we've never had something that actually can replace people. Their intelligence, and that replaces intelligence and can actually be more intelligent than human beings. So that's really quite frightening. So AI is really completely separate. It's not really just a new technology. It's a new paradigm. And according to Oxford researchers Carl Fay and Michael Osborne, up to 40% of jobs are at high risk of AI automation. Another expert said 50 to 70% of current work activities could be automated this century. Right? You imagine like 50% of the world out of work. That's insane. And then one AI safety researcher, he's considered the top AI safety researcher. He kind of like pioneered the field. Dr. Roman Yampovsky, I think if I'm pronouncing that right, I believe he's Russian. He's warned that 99% of jobs could eventually be automated as we approach artificial superintelligence. Now, artificial superintelligence is basically an AI intelligence that's more intelligent than human. And he argues there's no way to predict what happens at that point, because if we could predict it, then by definition, it would not be a super intelligence because we would be as intelligent or more intelligent to be able to predict it. But since it's more intelligent than us, we can't predict what it does. And so timelines vary. I've heard a lot of different stuff from different experts. Some say we could have, a post-labor world or have this kind of mass going off a cliff level extinction event of the job market in 20 years. Some say 40 years. Some even say sooner. But really, people are saying it's kind of inevitable. And they could be wrong. All the experts could be wrong. But it does seem like we're moving towards a post-labor world. And so in that world, right, technical skill alone means almost nothing. AI is going to do that. And so if you want to survive as a producer, what are we going to do? How can we still keep making music? And how can you actually make a living making music? Right. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe once everyone gets replaced, there's just going to be like an automatic basic income or something that the government doles out to people, or who knows what kind of socialist utopia that we'll have or something in the future. But in the short term, at the very least, how can us music producers survive and keep going? So number one, you can't really try to compete with AI. So don't be thinking, I just need to be faster. I need better tools. I need to compete, because AI is eventually going to be able to do all of that better and cheaper than you. And eventually they'll be even better at technical execution. And you can hear some of the AI music out there. It does sound, at least what I've heard, a lot of it can sound really good structurally, but I feel like I'm hearing lots of artifacts, and it sounds like it was recorded poorly or something. It sounds a little garbled to me, but I'm sure eventually that will be improved. So, but anyway, if your value is like making beats, programming drums, like sync, music, arranging chord progressions, or like basic decisions, that can all be done by AI and will probably be replaced. So you're just standing on melting ice if that's what you're trying to kind of focus on. So what should you do instead? There's a couple different things you can do, but number one, you want to embrace AI as a creative partner, right? AI should not be your competitor, but it should be your assistant. A lot of people really push back on this and they'll never use AI, blah, blah. You're just going to be left behind. I don't know what to tell you. So AI should be your assistant. It can be your idea generator, right? It's a lot of it's like doing the stuff you would do anyway. It just fast tracks it for you. Like you could sit down and try out different chord progressions, or you could just have it generate like a chord progression for you. You could sit down and brainstorm different lyric ideas. Like this is something I would do for songs. Like I like to write my songs around different like metaphors and themes. So like I had a song I was writing called Lunatics. And so I wanted to have lots of lunar related terms. So I'd go Google, look up like glossaries and find a bunch of like moon terms. And I create a huge list of like moon vocabulary terms. And then I'd go write my lyrics and I'd try to pull different lunar terms to use as symbols or metaphors for things, for the idea of the song. But now like I could just use AI, like that takes a long time. Now I can just use AI to generate me a bunch of lunar terms and then give me some ideas for how these different terms could be symbols for different emotions or feelings. It's just so much faster. So you definitely want to be using it as your creative assistant, right? You can generate starting ideas, create variations of things, and even help you create like the raw material for your song. And then you are the one that makes the final decision, makes the tweaks, makes the adjustments. You're the final creative director. You're the one that, you curate, you choose, you refine. And that's how you can kind of use AI. And so YouTube's CEO said AI should not replace human creativity. It should enhance it. So producers who survive will be tastemakers, not button pushers. But still, this alone is not going to be enough to survive in the AI age. So you're going to want to do my next tip that I suggest, which is double down on being human, which is actually probably harder than it sounds, even if you're a human watching this. If you're not a human, welcome. Are you an alien or something? I don't know. Welcome. Aliens are free. Apparently aliens are real. So you're free to watch now. Right. So AI, it can mimic style. But it cannot feel, right? It doesn't have memories, pain, faith, regret, joy, conviction, any of those kinds of things. Right. And that's really what is the essence of music. It's not just sound, but it's meaning, it's emotion that is delivered through the medium of sound. So the more AI floods the world, the more valuable actually imperfection comes. So again, don't let perfectionism hold you back from your music. If there's flaws in it, that might actually be a feature, not a bug. So, right, human timing, human flaws, human stories, right? Maybe not a perfect vocal performance, not perfect mixing, or not a perfect guitar performance, what have you, right? Those are no longer bugs. They are proof that you are actually a human being, that you are alive. So the producers who lean into this, I think they'll stand out a lot more and not less. So that's great. Use AI. So use AI as a partner. And by the way, one great way to use AI as a partner is the sponsor of this video, which is the Lander Studio subscription. Not only do you get tons of amazing samples and plugins that you can use, and you get access to the best music distributor on the market, so you can actually release your music to 150 plus stores and streaming platforms, but you also get their AI mastering tools, which are really awesome. So if you don't really have the time or the funds to like hire a pro mastering engineer or something, you can master your own music with AI, save a ton of time, and it sounds absolutely amazing. I've done tutorials kind of breaking down how to use it on this channel, but this is a great way to partner with AI, and I absolutely love the Lander Studio subscription, and you can save 20% off your first year if you use my link that you can find in the description below, so definitely check that out. All right, so to save AI, we need to partner with AI, make our production assistant, and we need to double down on being human and imperfectionism. TM, I just invented that word, but that is still not enough. There's really another thing that you really are going to want to focus on going forward. And so that is going to be community. Community is going to be your moat, your fortress against AI. So in a world where anyone can generate infinite music, why should anyone care about you and your music? And the simple answer is people don't support music, they support people, right? If you think about who your favorite music artists are, right, that you're actually going to like buy stuff from, or go to their concerts or something, there's probably more to them than just you like their music. There's probably something about the artists themselves that you like as well. So, or the stories that they're telling in their music and things of that sort. So that's what you're going to want to double down on. And you don't need millions of fans for this. You just need a few people, really. Right? The famous Kevin Kelly quote said you just need 1,000 true fans, right? 1,000 people that are going to pay you $100 over the course of a year. Maybe that's in the form of merch or a membership site subscription or a vinyl or a concert or something. That all adds up and you're making $100,000 a year. Now, something else I talk about called majesty offers, right? You can sell things for like $5,000 or even like $10,000 are these really luxury, high quality fan experiences. And then at that point, you only need, a few diehard fans a year to make a sustainable living at that point. So, really figure out what your niche is going to be in the music industry and who the people are that like that kind of music, and then serve them deeply, talk to them directly, get them into a community where you're building relationships with your fans and not just having this barrier, this like Spotify barrier where you can't really interact with any of your fans, right? Have values and that you stand for, goals that you're going after that relate to them, and tell stories around your songs. That's a big part of this. Focus on storytelling. So it's not just enough to put out the song, create content around the song that's telling the story of the song, what the lyrics are about, what it was like creating the song, what it means, all that kind of value you can put along around your song to draw people in, connect with them, and build a community. Because AI can generate songs, but it can't generate that trust and connection that you can as a human. And going forward, trust is really going to be currency. Trust, authenticity are going to be gold. All right, this is something my wife and I have started to do with our music. Andromeda Coast, my wife has really been through some really horrific things, an abuse and trauma in her childhood. And she's been able to get healing for a lot of that and all the negative side effects of that. And so that's kind of a big mission now for our music, is to help kind of share what we've learned on how to survive and thrive through horrific things that you've been through, heal from trauma and abuse. And so that's kind of a big main thing tying together a lot of our music. A lot of our songs are kind of tying into that. So we're kind of trying to bring in those people and then give them hope, give them healing. And then hopefully they'll also like our music. And so that's what we've found. We've started creating a lot of videos on this kind of subject matter, and people have been finding our videos on, healing or trauma. And then they see our music and they say, oh, I also really liked your music. That's really awesome. And so now we're kind of building this community that's bigger than just the music. The music is also attracting in people that can then find the videos. And it's this nice symbiotic relationship. And we're not just another, synthwave band lost in the sea of all the other synthwave bands. We're something really unique and different about what we're doing. So I think those are going to be really the three keys to surviving in this AI age. Using AI as your assistant, doubling down on being human, and then building an actual community and brand around your music and not simply releasing music. So meaning and connection and authenticity is going to become increasingly scarce resources going forward. So make sure that that is what you're investing in going forward. Now, speaking of community, that's also one of the best ways to learn. And so if you want help implementing all this, having a system to help you finish real songs that connect with fans and actually start to build a fan base and even generate some income from your music, then definitely join my Pro Producer Accelerator community. I'll have a link to that in the description below where you can learn more, but that's that's my coaching community where you can get more support from me and a community of other producers that are on the same journey. So you don't have to feel so alone, and you can get feedback on your music, feedback on everything you're doing, and actually get systems and an actual roadmap for how you can get to where you want to go. So definitely check that out if you are serious about committing to yourself and your music and your mission behind your music going forward into this new world. Or if you're curious about how you can better use AI to help you produce better music more quickly, then check out my video on the screen right now, which breaks down some really cool ways to use AI.